I'm gonna say this about that passage, and then we're going to verse 29. It's really important that you understand that when Jesus talks about those things that are going to be coming, those perilous times, it doesn't matter how you try to dodge it, you're not going to. People ask me, and I'm going to be going to Italy sometime, I think it's September, October, and speaking over there, and they call me and said, we need a prophet. I said, okay, what do you need? Well, we need somebody to come talk about end times. I said, there's a difference in being a prophet and talking about end times prophecy. And the guy says, what do you mean? I said, I'll come over and be a prophet, and I'll tell you about the now word of the Lord and where we're going and what's going to happen. But if you're looking for end times prophecy, there's about 5,000 different views out there, and everybody's fighting over it. So it really doesn't matter. But I said, I will tell you this. Everybody's trying to figure out a way to avoid Matthew 24 because they don't want to go through it. I have a twin sister, and she called me the other day. She says, oh, don't you think the rapture is coming soon? And don't you think we're going to be taken out? I mean, the world's getting so bad. Jesus has to get us out of here. I said, no, I don't think it's going to happen in your lifetime. And she said, why? We need to get out for it. It's really getting bad. I said, you need to get out of escaping and learn how to occupy until he comes again is what you need to do. I said, everybody's worried about jumping on the rapture bus. And you know, can I be real frank and honest with you? Most people I know on the rapture bus aren't doing anything anyway. I'm just being honest. They're sitting around arguing over when it's going to happen. Can I tell you who cares? Well, are you a premillennial or a postmillennial or, amillennial? Are you, pre? Are you mid-trib, pre-trib? I said, I used to be a pre-tribulation, a dispensational pre-tribulation premillennialist. That was my eschatology. Now I'm a panmillennialist. I believe it'll all pan out one of these days. If somebody is writing a book about the rapture and how you get out of here and their eschatology, all you're doing is funding their retirement because it ain't no good. Most of that stuff is against biblical teaching. Can I just call it what it is? You're like, well, you're real judgmental. No, I'm supposed to weigh this stuff. Jesus wasn't worried about getting out of here. He was worried about changing the world. And by the way, if he gets us out of here before persecution starts, he's got a lot of apologies to make to a lot of people that died a long time ago. Like that little girl in Albania who laid down her life for the cause of Christ. So don't be expecting him to pull you out of here before it gets bad. You might have to lay down your life for the cause of Christ. Are you okay with that? And if you're not, you need to be born again. Amen or oh me? Amen. That doesn't work very well over here. Oh my gosh, we're in America. They're only persecuted over there in the Middle East. No, man. Are you kidding me? See, hey, I'm not somebody asked me, said, what do you believe of the rapture? I said, well, I don't know, but I'm on the first load out if it happens. I can tell you that. There's a lot of speculation we have. Jesus is saying that in order. And then he said, there's a glorious return. He said, I'm going to come again. And in fact, let me read this. But immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light and the stars will fall from the sky and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. And then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky and all the tribes of the earth will mourn and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of the sky with power and great glory. And he will send forth his angels with a great trumpet and they will gather together his elect from the four winds from one end of the sky to the other. That's what I'm looking for. That's pretty good. What do y'all think? How'd y'all like to be showing up on that day? I want to get out of bed for that one. How about you? I mean, really. I want to make sure I get that full technicolor. I want to see it. Why? Because that's his glorious return.